All right, for more on all of these, let's go to Bloomberg Equities reporter Stephanie Hughes. She joins us now to talk a bit about the stocks that moved. Let us start with BRP. Stephanie, they reported earnings. They did pretty well. They did warn about softness or lower demand. But why are investors jumping on the stock today?
Hey Marilla, happy Friday. So I was looking at two names that were battling for the top spot on the best performers list on the TSX, and BRP, because of these strong earnings that you noted, managed to actually come ahead of the rest there. So those shares gained as over 9% at its highest point, building on a double-digit gain that it enjoyed yesterday that brought its stock price to the highest level since February. So what started off as a strong earnings story with revenue coming ahead of analysts' expectations, even though it's lower compared to a year ago, given issues around tariffs and a slower macroeconomic environment. It still managed to seize that beat there. Management said it wouldn't be making any projections, just given the uncertainty around the tariff policy and trade situation, which is completely understandable. We've seen other companies pull their guidance for similar reasons. But more recently, after the earnings, we saw a spate of upgrades and price target increases from the likes of TD Cowen, National Bank Financial, and Desjardins. Desjardins said specifically that they were impressed by management's execution in the first quarter with their ability to generate solid free cash flow generation and ability to minimize tariff impacts. They also said that, or National Bank said that with the company potentially being able to reduce its dealer inventory by the end of the second quarter, it could potentially free it up to bring a new strong product lineup that could really boost wholesale revenues by the end of fiscal 2026. They added that they're expecting that this could be a trough in earnings, so maybe it's turning the corner, could potentially be some upside from here, Marilla.
Interesting. Okay, I know inventory was part of their problem earlier on in the year. Let's get to Laurentian. Bank of Canada beat its second quarterly estimate. What else is moving that stock today?
Sure, yeah, it's mostly an earnings story, and it's kind of like a no bad news is good news story, Marilla. So the shares boosted by about 9%, and that was its biggest hike since December, and it also brought the stock price to its highest level since December. So the Montreal-based lender managed to beat expectations with 73 cents per share, just narrowly beating I think consensus was a couple cents lower than that. And it's also capping off a week of bank earnings that really focused on banks setting aside money for potentially bad loans in this uncertain environment. And as the economy slows down and Canadians grapple with debt, all these concerns that lenders have. Laurentian Bank is much smaller than the big six banks, but it still managed to generate stronger revenues, which ultimately led to that beat. RBC analyst Darko Mihelic said that his team thinks Laurentian Bank still has a long way to go to really impress investors, but he said that this quarter had some stability in net interest margins, and more importantly, the fact that there were no bad surprises in this quarter is generally a good thing, Marilla.
All right, we will leave it there. Bloomberg's Equities reporter Stephanie Hughes, thanks for the update. Have a great weekend.